What's going on, guys? It's Dylan, and I'm back again with another comic book rant. Now, today, I want to do a comic book review on not one, but two X-Men books. Excalibur issue 2 and Marauders issue 2. Now, right off rip, I'm going to tell you, Marauders was so amazing. Oh my god, this is the best X-Men book that's coming out right now. Hands down. Hands down, this is the best X-Men book. And I think it blew a lot of people back and took them by surprise because they're like X-Men pirates. Even I didn't have this one on my poll. I only had X-Men and New Mutants on my poll. Now I got everyone on. Now I got all the titles on my poll. New Mutants is kind of the one that I think is the least most likely to get dropped first, but Marauders, man, is here to stay. And after this issue, Excalibur is here to stay because I almost didn't get this. I almost didn't pass up on it, but I ended up passing up on Deadpool issue 1 instead. And I'm highly glad, really glad I passed up on Deadpool 1 for this because I'm actually hearing Deadpool 1 wasn't that great, and I always end up dropping Kelly Thompson stuff because she pulls me in quick, but then it gets slow, and you know what I'm saying. But this isn't about Kelly Thompson. This is about Excalibur issue 2. I want to start off with Teenie Howard did amazing. I really had a lot of fun with this issue. The artwork, fantastic as always. Who did the artwork on this? Marcus Toe. And the color artist is Eric Arcianega or something. I'm sure I butchered that. But in the comments down below, does anyone know how Jubilee has a baby now? I don't know. I can't remember if they mentioned that in issue 1 or if it's in one of the other stories. But Jubilee is all crazy right now because Gambit's all hot and bothered because Rogue is in like a induced coma, and Jubilee is going nuts because she had to leave her baby boy Shoga or whatever behind at Krakoa. And as they're going to this lighthouse is what they call it. I believe it's like Betsy Braddock's and Brian Braddock's like home type thing. It's like their mutant magic home or something, or like where the Captain Britain's kind of go always, the lighthouse. I don't know anything about the old school Excalibur, so I don't know. Maybe that's the lighthouse is something from those old stories, but we got the verse 2, A Tower of Flowers is the title of this story. And as they're trying to find this lighthouse, it's nowhere in sight. They can't find it at this point. They end up getting like attacked by what I thought were mermaids or some type of like evil, nasty mermaids, but they're called seals. Like it's old Scottish. Betsy Braddock says it's an old Scottish story, a sort of seal people. That's all she could really say. A sort of seal. But as they're looking for the lighthouse and fighting these guys, they don't see the light, but they end up seeing a fire, it looks like. And they're like, okay, make way for the shore because we got to get out of here. And, they got Rogue just passed out, so it's like they really can't be like fighting to the fullest. And, the ship looks like it's about to maybe sink, but they're able to get it ashore and come aboard. And they find this place, and Betsy is sure that this is where the lighthouse is supposed to be, but for some reason it's not there. It's been, I believe it was destroyed somehow. I don't want to say exactly, but they come and they find this cult-like group, which only Betsy Braddock can see at first. The other people, they're like, what are you talking about? So it's like, I think they were real. They just are like really good at hiding. And what were they called? They're called like the Druids. And they're they're kind of like the watchers of the tower, I'm guessing. And basically they're like saying that basically these other creatures have been coming and messing with the island, and they've been destroying it. Or they destroyed the tower. They actually set it afire. What were they called? May the white moon turn her face. well, I forget what they call them though. Yeah. Because I think that these guys are called like Coven Akaba. It's either the good guys are called Coven Akaba, or the bad ones are. That one, it kind of confused me. A bit of it is a bit confusing because I don't know anything about Excalibur. I'm not even like that big on any of these characters. Like Apocalypse and Gambit and Rogue, I know, but I don't really know that much. Apocalypse, I'd say, is probably the one I have the most knowledge about. Then Gambit, maybe, and even Gambit, I don't have that much on him. So I mean, I enjoy reading this a lot because I want to know more about these characters. But man, there's a lot going on, and Apocalypse comes to kind of help. And as these guys, as those like these the Coven Akaba, yeah, that's what they are. They're called these. This coven comes and attacks the lighthouse, and they attack the island. And you know, as Betsy's fighting them, Apocalypse is like giving her information. She's like, "Get out of here, dude! Like, I don't need your help." Like, she's kind of annoyed with him, and you know, he ends up helping them. He takes out all of them, and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "We don't have time for this. I will defend it. Like, we have other things to worry about, and I can take these guys out." But the thing is, nobody really trusts Apocalypse after what happened with Rogue, and you know, I just his whole past. They're just really iffy on letting Apocalypse help, and even Jubilee, when she's like carrying her baby, she's like, "It's time to go to Krakoa," and then Apocalypse says, and she's like, "What are you doing here, dude?" Like, and then he even says like, I'll watch your baby, I'll watch Rogue and everything," and Gambit's like, "No, whoa, I'm not leaving her with you," but he ends up having to leave, so that they can go to Otherworld. And he even says to Julie, I'll take Shogo," and she's like, "Hell no, you ain't taking my baby." And like I said though, he straight takes all of them out, bro. Like, Apocalypse is a beast. And basically the last thing, you know, they talk about going to Otherworld, and Apocalypse is acting like Thor with this big ass hammer, and he's like, "Go take the others and leave Rogue, or together we cannot be defeated." And like, I'll watch Rogue, and I'll take care of all of this. And you know, like I said, Gambit's kind of nervous about leaving, but Betsy Braddock really needs Gambit's help. And then right before they're about to go, and Jubilee wants to send Shogo back to Krakoa, he ends up disappearing. And she's like, "Oh my god, where's my baby?" Flipping shit. And what do you know it? Shogo just turned into a damn dragon, man. Holy shit. But she's like, "Where's my baby?" And the dragon even goes like, "Shogo?" And so obviously the dragon is Shogo. And then you get a druid lullaby at the end, and that's about it. I mean, it was a great issue. I guarantee that it's better than my explaining it, but because sometimes I'm not the greatest at explaining stuff, even though I do comic book reviews, but I'm trying to get better, you know what I'm saying? But next, I want to talk about Marauders issue 2. Now, oh my god, this was great. This was a great issue. If you're gonna be reading any of the books, the X-Men books, this has to be on the top of your poll, because this is just so good. Oh my god, it's pirates mixed with X-Men, kind of with like almost like a X-Men cartel in a way. I was kind of like a pirate cartel, but man, this was just so good. We got Gerry Duggan, Matteo Loli, and Federico Blee on the color artist, Matteo Lally on the arts, and Gerry Duggan is just slaying it on the writing on this. Man, I really had fun with this. Basically, we're at the point where you know, there's this top secret info, and it's basically talking about Kitty Pryde kind of taking a boat, stealing a boat, and that that like the other countries kind of know that that they're using boats and stuff to get these medicines and stuff across like the oceans and stuff. They're basically, and they're trying to figure out like where they are doing all this and how, and like where they're what were they, the Krakoan, where all their Krakoan gates are. So they're trying to play catch up and figure out exactly what the mutants are up to. And while there is that, Emma kind of goes inside her head, and it looks like she's talking to her daughter, I believe. And I really enjoyed having them talk to each other. And she comes back to the Red Room, or like because she's talking about the White Red, and because they need a Red King or a Red Queen. And because there's one spot in the beginning of the issue they talk about that Emma Frost and Sebastian Shaw, they've taken 2 of the chairs, the black and the white, for like Lord Imperial title, but they need a red one. And I called this one, man, but this is just so perfect. Again, we got Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw, Kitty Pryde, Lockheed, Pyro, Iceman, and Storm in this issue. Man, and then it goes to just Sebastian Shaw and Emma Roberts having this kind of really tense conversation, and Emma is just kind of going at Sebastian because he kind of screwed up, and he had this ship robbed that was supposed to go to Africa because secretly they need this medicine, but they can't just come out on the upfront and accept the mutants' help out in the open, because that would automatically cause for war. And they still need these medicines, so that's why they have like the underground society, and then they have the society that is more legit and kind of more government run in a way. But Emma's just going at Sebastian like, how's your money situation? Like, are you broke? Are you okay? Like, are you financially stable? And he's like, well, starting any endeavor requires capital. And the biggest thing though, the thing is, Emma doesn't want Sebastian to bring one of his little sluts, is what she's like calling it, that he's been sleeping with, so that will be like the third vote on the committee or whatever they're calling it, because then every time they go to vote, it's always going to go to Shaw's side. So Emma knows what this motherfucker's trying to pull off top, and she's not going to let him. And she knows that he's screwing up, man. He screwed up that shipment to Africa, so somebody stole it, and now they're gonna bring it to some rich people. That's what I heard there in the issue, when Kitty Pryde and them go back to take their medicine and stuff back from the people who stole it, which are actually mutants hired by Shaw. They even say like this was supposed to go to the Africans. They're the ones that really needed it, and now you guys are taking it just so you can make like millions of dollars, because it was millions of dollars worth of medicine. And man, it was just so great. I love the little confrontation between this like French guy and Kitty Pryde, because he doesn't want to fight the mutants. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, I'm just doing my job. You know who I work for. Like, please don't kill me or whatever. I just thought they had like some really funny stuff. Even though he kind of went at Pyro, he kind of cheap shotted Pyro, which was messed up. But no, Pyro actually bit him, so I understand that. But oh man, it was just so good. You like seeing Kitty Pryde like just lead the Marauders. I really like it. And that third seat was open. I called it off top, and I was like, I think that's gonna go to Kitty Pryde. And I was like, oh, maybe not, because she is in a couple different. She's in like at least another X-Men title I know, And I'm like, maybe she has too much going on where she won't be able to take up like the red queen mantle, but it really goes with it. And like I was saying about Shaw, Emma Frost not wanting Shaw to be able to bring one of his little hussies to be the third on the committee or whatever to get that last chair. And man, he's just getting he's just getting heated and acting like you don't know what you're talking about, Emma, like that. But she knows exactly what he's trying to do. And she's been giving him shit because he lost that. Technically, he lost the shipment or whatever. It got stolen, but it was all Sebastian's plan. And quickly they figure that out, and they have the medicine recovered, and then they already had a shipment going to Africa. And then right after Kitty says, we already made sure the medicine went to Africa, another shipment, but we're taking this stuff back and giving it to somebody who actually needs it. And he just gets so furious. And I sorted it all out prior to your being invited for your turn, because he can't believe that she has it all. She knew what he was going to be doing, so she planned to have somebody fill in that table before he could have one of his hussies, because that seems like the big thing, that they want to give Sebastian Shaw some power, but they don't want him to let it all go to his head and him, because look, if he's going to be doing that type of stuff, hiring his own people to rob shipments, like, it's not going to work. But I love after they get the shipment back, Kitty's like, let's go get a drink, and they go to a tattoo parlor. And it was just funny. Iceman's like, yeah, I can't get a tattoo. Oh, well, actually, before they go into the tattoo shop, after they leave the ship and get their shipment or whatever, Bishop finds them, and he catches them up on what's going on at Krakoa. Xavier's dead. Assassins made it onto the island. And they're like, oh my god. So that's what makes Kitty want to get a drink, because she's like, oh my god. And they're like, believe the 5. Iceman quickly goes, pray like the 5 can bring them back. And Pyro's like, you don't know that. You don't know if they can bring him back. Because, man, I really want to see where that goes. But then they go, she takes a swig of some whiskey, and then they're like, all right, well, let's go into it. They go into a tattoo parlor, and she's like, me and my friends are going to make ourselves at home here for a while, as long as you're getting inked. Otherwise, this ain't no bar. And she ends up getting it. Kitty Pryde gets a tattoo, which I thought was awesome. Iceman's like, I'm going to pass. My body is a temple of perfection. And then Bishop's like, I already have one. Storm is like, nah, I'm good. And then Pyro, I thought this was awesome. Pyro is getting his face tatted. So I was like, oh, they're about to make him look like from the dude from Suicide Squad. But and then she gets her knucks done. Kitty Pryde gets her knuckles done. So she hands him a bunch of cash, because that's another thing. Kitty's like, now that we have Krakoa, money grows on trees, because when they're trying to take their stuff back from that ship, that Frenchman was like, oh, we could split the cut. The stuff is worth millions. She's like, I don't care about money. Money grows on trees back in Krakoa. And I loved it, man. This was so good. I don't know who this guy was. They were like, after they're done getting tattooed, you can see Pyro got the face done. I want to see how it looks, because I don't really care so much for like the all black. I would have liked it to be kind of more like shading. Like all black, that's kind of weird. But excellent gateway should be with you presently. And then this old dude, they say gateway. So is his name Gateway? Because I thought they were talking about like the Krakoan flower gateway or whatever. But he's like, excellent. The Black King is even angrier than I dared hope. Talking about Sebastian Shaw. But then they go back to London to their ship, and they talk about, Kitty says, I'm gonna go get some boots and I'm gonna burn my old ship. I'm not gonna sit around the island for the rest of my life watching you guys all have fun. And then Sebastian's still going nuts. The whole issue, he's just got a vein bursting through his head. Look at the guy. He's going nuts. Emma really knows how to push his buttons, and I just really got a crack up of that. And he even says, he's like, this is fun for you, isn't it, Emma? And for all the talk of service to Krakoa, this is just an exercise to try and humiliate me. That's why he's getting just so mad, because he's like, this isn't about like Krakoa or whatever. You're just trying to make fun of me and humiliate me, and I won't have it. And she's like, Sebastian, this is not personal. This is what needs to happen. And like, what we're doing is important. We're not just lining our pockets anymore. And he's like, well, then stop playing zero sum. Stop playing a zero-sum game. We can both play to win. And she's like, you are back playing the game. For now, that is a win. And she's like, you have a long history hedging bets against mutantdom. In the end, it's just not about security. It's about relationships. It's about us, helping each other. And I simply cannot permit the third voting rights to be bundled up with whatever tramp or witch breed you're sleeping with. See, I told you. And he's like, as soon as she said that, he's like, damn you! He goes nuts. And he slams her against, choke slams her against the wall. And she goes into her, her like diamond form. And he's like, you don't know anything, woman. And she's like, oh, Sebastian, you dummy. He's like, the wall is just more red. This wall is just more red ink on your tab. You're just proving why I'm right and why you're wrong, buddy. And perhaps your affinity for debt is an emerging secondary mutation for you. There will be no Red King. He's about to call her the B word, and then actually you hear somebody in the background go, actually, I am the Red Queen, bitch. Woo! Man, I loved it. As soon as he's about to say it, she cuts him off. She's like, man, I'm the Red Queen, bitch. Like, man, back the fuck up, Shaw. I absolutely loved it. You get the little, the Lord Imperial title vacant in the back. Kind of another page wasted, but I can't complain. This issue this was one of the first issues that did not have a shit ton or a crap load of those just regular pages. I'd say 1, and then 2 and 3, 4. There's still a good amount though. I'd say about 5 in this one, which is better than usual because there's usually like 7 or 8. But yeah, so about 5 in the 6 if you count the back. But that's it for this one, guys. This one was hard. If you're on the fence, I just would recommend getting them both, and you know what I'm saying, try to figure out if there's something else you want to pass up on, because those two were really good and I highly recommend them. Now, if you guys can hit that like button on your way out, hit the subscribe, let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought, and be on the lookout for my new comic book pickups coming out later today. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.